You know, in football, 90 minutes can feel like an absolute lifetime. But sometimes a whole game, a team's entire mentality, can be decided in just 5. Today, we're going to break down the wild 5 minutes that saw a comfortable Chelsea victory at Stamford Bridge completely, and I mean completely, unravel.
And this is where it all boils over, right here, with the raw, unfiltered frustration of Chelsea manager Liam Rosenior. After that final whistle, these were some of his very first words, pointing a finger at one single controversial moment that he believes changed absolutely everything.
So, yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth did a team that was so in control of a match end up with their manager just fuming over a single play? To really get why he was so frustrated, we got to go back.
All right, let's rewind the clock a bit. Because before all the chaos, before the controversy, it was all Chelsea. For most of this game, they were playing exactly the kind of football their manager dreams about. They were just running the show.
And this number, 2-0, it tells you pretty much the whole story. You had a first-half strike from João Pedro, and then a super cool penalty from Cole Palmer in the second half. With less than 15 minutes left on the clock, Chelsea had this commanding 2-goal cushion. I mean, the game felt over. Done and dusted.
The whole atmosphere was just confident. Chelsea was dominating the ball, their press was relentless. And here's the kicker. Leeds hadn't even managed a single shot on target until they got that late penalty. Chelsea was, for all intents and purposes, just sitting pretty.
And then, it happened. The one moment where the entire match just pivoted on its axis. The moment that's probably still playing on a loop inside Liam Rosenior's head.
Okay, so picture this. It's just chaos in the penalty box. Bodies everywhere. In the middle of this whole scramble, the ball pops up and seems to hit the hand of Leeds defender Jayden Bogle. Now, for a split second, the Chelsea players just stop. They hesitate. They're all looking at the ref, expecting a whistle that never comes. The ball isn't cleared, it just drops perfectly for a substitute, Noah Okafor, who has the simple job of tapping it into an empty net.
And this right here, this is the psychological gut punch of the whole collapse. Rozenier's take on it was that his players saw the handball, and in that tiny fraction of a second, their focus just vanished. They switched off, assuming the play was dead. But it wasn't. And that one moment of hesitation, it turned out to be absolutely fatal.
But see, that controversial goal wasn't just an equalizer. It was like pulling the pin on a grenade. It was the trigger for a complete and total meltdown that all went down in a shocking 5-minute window.
Just look at this timeline. It shows you exactly how fast it all fell apart. At 77 minutes, Leeds gets a lifeline with a penalty. It's 2-1. Okay, Chelsea's still in the lead. But just 5 minutes later, at minute 82, bam, the controversial equalizer hits. In the space of 300 seconds, that secure, comfortable 2-0 lead has just evaporated into thin air.
And this quote just perfectly captures the shift in momentum. See, the equalizer didn't just level the score, it shattered Chelsea's confidence and completely fired up Leeds. Rosenior said the rest of the match was just wave after wave of attack from them. All that control Chelsea had, gone. Suddenly, it was Leeds' game to win.
So, after the match, you've got the manager left to pick up the pieces, trying to figure out how his team could look so brilliant one minute and so incredibly fragile the next, in the very same game.
This comparison really gets right to the heart of his frustration. I mean, it's like he's talking about two totally different teams. On one side, you've got the team that for most of the game was by far the better team, a team that showed unbelievable potential. And then on the other side, a team that, in one 5-minute spell, he called ridiculous, a team that switched off and just wasn't professional. It's just night and day.
And that's what made it so painful for him, you know? It wasn't like they just had a bad game. For most of it, they had a great game. They played exactly how he wanted them to play, which, as he put it, made the final score an even more bitter pill to swallow. That potential was right there for everyone to see, which just made the failure to see it through sting that much more.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this chaos? Well, for the manager, it's actually pretty simple. It all comes down to one thing: concentration. The talent is there. The game plan is there, but if they can't stay locked in for the full 90 minutes, all that unbelievable potential is going to stay just that, potential.
And that kind of leaves us with this final thought to chew on. Was it the referee missing the call that cost Chelsea 2 points? Or was it how the players reacted to it? In a game of such razor-thin margins, it just goes to show you how a single moment, a single decision, right or wrong, can trigger a psychological collapse that changes absolutely everything. It's a pretty harsh lesson in just how fragile control really is in professional sports.